We have herbs that produce what? That is the work of a pharmacist. Why can't they now research on that so that our herbs, our herbs, we can now start what? Dawa. And we appreciate, you said, the one presenter said, it was you who said your father was a herbalist. Yes, those herbs now we can research on them using our pharmacists that we have trained in universities instead of just using drugs or using their need where the issue is better. Tunatumia license ya, then ulienda kutumiwa license yako na mwingi. That is what is happening, which is very short. And lastly, so my is call those professionals in it, their own, and let's do that. And lastly, I would want to agree with you. Now, one presenter talked about the issue of the political power. You know, you cannot have a political power if you're not united. Never. Never. And all this goes back to jealousness. Jealousness. He gave an example of the governor, Kakamega. It is true. If this governor had been his own propaganda, then he would be the Minister for Finance or Treasury. But now, because he went there on someone's party, that's why he could not be able to be given that slot. So let's try and empower ourselves. Finally, this one is now the just we produce maize. Yeah? For example, in Kakamega, we have a lot of maize. We have even a meal, a portion meal, or a meal whereby we add value addition. If we had one there, we still need maybe even a cane. We don't even need. Now, and that is where we can take our children. Hii kazi wanasema kazi mtaani, and yet it is not generating anything, then it cannot be sustained. So thank you very much. I'm very sorry kama nimeguza moto mahali sikutarajia hivyo. Mimi mwenyewe I was a mayor Kakamega municipality. I also contested as a member of parliament Lurambi. Sikuanguka kwa sababu si kuenda kwa hospitali ya timali nimefinyika. So that's why I normally say sikuanguka. And I also drive, as my party leader said there, the brain behind Maendeleo Democratic Party. Asanteni sana. And at the same time, I'm an author and I'm mentoring young authors. In collaboration with Masinde Muleno, I'm now nurturing young authors under Brainwave Talents Center. Asanteni sana na mbarikiwe.
Thank you very much. I was just wondering, maybe we need to save on time. And I may request that we just keep our questions and we continue to the next dialogue conversation. And I would like to ask Candice to, not the question, but in the next theme on sports, liberation, transformation. And then of course you will see how you can handle that with Mr. Mteshi and the Litonde Foundation. My brother, you're coming back? Oh, you have questions? You okay. I think Tikolo will
Let's have music while we get the projector.
And maybe after that discussion, then we can go for lunch. You can stand a bit.
We don't have a screen, either. So it's going to take time. Let's.
The projector is here though.
Yeah, the projector is here, but we don't have a screen.
They are getting, it was bigger, they wanted the space. So just continue.
Okay. So I'll just continue. Yeah, and you can hear me. Do you need the microphone? Do we need the microphone? You want me to use it? Okay, right. My name is Kentis Tikolo, and like I said, I'm passionate about communication, public relations and communication. But I also am a sports enthusiast. For those who know me, packaging, making packages. The time to do it is now, not when the tournament is with us. Now is the time to start getting those travel agencies coming to do tour packages. We should be leveraging our natural and cultural attractions. And we need to prepare our local businesses. We need to teach our local business people how to do international business. How to make sure that when you are roasting that maize, that place is very clean. I talked about a festival, isn't it? They will be doing food on the roads. If they're doing the food on the roads, we want to make sure that that food is hygienic. When do we do that? Now. We prepare now. We can't be preparing on that day of AFCON when it's here. Security. There will be tight security. So we need to be able to say that we are secure. Meaning when we look ahead at things like our accommodation, we must talk about security now. Help. Did somebody say that our level 6 hospital is not yet down? Can you imagine? Where will those players be taken when they fall sick? Watapelekwa wapi? Aga Khan, Kisumu. Na wametoka wapi? Kakamega. Shame on us. Shame on us. So let's not think that these things are just the structures that are built for AFCON and CHAN can continue getting our students and youth out. Somebody said, C.S. Murkomen was saying that he's never seen a gold medal won by a school child. And I said, who told Murkomen to say such a thing? He should be saying we should be ashamed that we are not getting youngsters winning gold medals. They don't just fly there. These people who get those gold medals, they are actually prepared. You invest in that talent. You invest in building that talent to make sure that they do very well. And of course, we want to talk about environmental sustainability. I want to give us an example, a practical example of what can be done in order to get our sports facilities done. And I have looked at Mumias East. I've looked at Mumias East, which is a constituency within Kakamega County, and I have had mapped out all the schools in Mumias East. The schools and the education, and the TVETs, and the schools, the TVETs, unfortunately this is a bit small. The schools, the TVETs, and the villages, you can see them there. Primary schools, secondary schools, and the TVETs. Why am I interested in the schools? I'm interested in the schools because to do sports grounds, you need the ground. Tell me which school doesn't have a sports ground in Western. Just give me one that doesn't have a football pitch. Give me one. All the schools. I went to Isulu Primary School. And Isulu Primary School also, dilapidated as it is, it has a sports field. And sports fields are very important for the development of the child. Now, if we say, and why did I pick yes, East? Because it only has 4 wards. I want to demonstrate. So if you look at each of those wards has got primary schools in it. I saw only 3 secondary schools as a TVET. Now, if we decided that this particular school we want to build a center for excellence in football. Okay? So we say this one will be a center for football. Then we pick another one. We say that one will be a center for basketball. Are you getting? Then another like that. So we spread out centers of excellence in the school, in the various schools. When they are doing their inter-school competitions, when you pick out the best talent, you take that talent to the respective center. It's doable. And our MPs have got a vote for sports, which they do what with? In December, they run those t-shirts at their back, tournaments, so-and-so tournament. Imagine if Salasia, and I picked this because Salasia is young, and so I was hoping that I can convince him as a young MP, do this. If you do one center per ward, tell me who will not vote for you. They will see what it is that you are doing. So don't think that that tournament in December is not sustainable. What we want are things on the ground that are sustainable. So we go for that. And I want to give an example. That's Jamhuri Primary School. And that's where my son trains in football. And my son is 18. Okay? So don't think it's just the children now. We pay for our children to go there for training. This pitch is permanently full. Why? Because everybody is looking for a place to get their children to play. Now, I want you to notice this. The whole pitch is on 0.96 acres. And we have football. You can see even the small ones, it's training. Remember, you saw the nets. The nets go right up so that you don't have the balls flying off out of the field. So different training age groups going on at the same time. And on Saturdays, like today, it is the entire day. The entire day. So you have on 0.96 of an acre. And look at that. Look at that. This small bit here is on 0.19 of an acre. It's possible. We can do this. We can do this. Get these training facilities so that we get our children a place to play. This is 0.17 of an acre. We can do it. We can do it. Let's get serious that we want to produce 10 Wanyamas from Western. We want to produce so many Paul Wekesas. They were produced in Nairobi. Let's produce them in Western. That's where the talent is. And so we are looking at accommodation options and so on. And if we focus on this, I am so sure that we will transform this side through talent that is already there and growing that talent into something that people can actually earn from. Chantel said it. The sports make a difference. I just came back from Nanyuki. Yesterday I was in a training, and this quote in that training just caught my eye. It says that if you want to make small changes, change the way you do things. But if you want to make major changes, change the way you see things. That's the challenge I'm giving us. And deliberately, I've put there Adopt a School. It's a program we want to run. It says give a child a fair chance. Let's do this. Let's give children a fair chance to earn from their talent. And all we need to do is get these sports facilities done. I rest my case.
Thank you very much. Now we can see how sports can change our society. Mr. Alex, please.
Thank you so much. First, I want to thank our previous speakers, the one on mining, then also our political party leader here, and also the one sent by Dr. ENZOGU. We learned a lot. I must confess that we really learned a lot for that just very short period. And that is why it is very important we see how best the Mulembe nation can be able to attract more and more professionals. We need more and more professionals. Coming to sports, I'm also a very great enthusiast of sports. And sports is a very big industry. If you may recall, some years back, Western was known for football, for volleyball, like Kumu girls, you remember, hockey, and also rugby. So the thing is, what is it that we need to do to really grow these sports? Because the potential is there. We just now need a facilitator to really reap big in this very big industry. So we really have a lot to do. And that's why we need more and more experts to come here and guide us. I have two presentations. One is actually on AFC Leopards, in which I'm the patron. And the other is on the Elijah Lidonde Foundation. As you know, we have been able to hold a number of tournaments in Bukungu, and we are still planning for some more. So I'll touch on FC Leopards, and then we Nashidabula here, who is also a former Harambee Stars International, will touch on the Elijah Lidonde Foundation. And in this foundation, I'm pleased to report to you that we have legends like Washington Muhanji. He could have been here, but he lost the brother. They are burying him today. We have Tony Lidonde. We have Agri Tali. We have Agri Monje. We have Fred Serenge. We have Wina Shilabule, who is the SG. We have Anthony Okumu. We have Esese Ngaira. Those are the members of the foundation. And he'll dwell a lot on it. And why did we form this foundation? Because we noted there's a lot of football potential here. And why we should not leave the expertise and the skills of the legends we have go to waste. Let us use it to nurture our young talents. Now, coming to FC Leopards, it is a club which I hold very passionately because my father was Leopards, so also I was born a Leopard, and also my children are Leopards. That's the way it continues. Having said that, I must be very sincere to you. The club is struggling. It's struggling a lot, and as you recall, we had the FCR 60 celebrations. And during that celebrations, there are some questions which you are being asked. What do you have to show for those 60 years? You have existed as FC Leopards. What do you have to show? And that really sent us to the drawing board. Because I think the chairman came, also the coordinator, a number of you also, the host here also came, and it was actually a big success, but also it was a reflection point for us. What do we need to turn over this club? Because we met a number of people, and one of the messages we got is that it is important for you to transit from the current society model you have to a corporate. That was the key message which we received. So we later on formed a committee, started discussing, and on the 28th of August, the chairman of FC Leopards launched an 8-man committee to try and see how do we transition this club from the society model to a corporate. So we have a term of reference which I'll let you know, because I think it is important I let you know, because I know majority of you are Leopards here. We have a plan which we're also following, which I'll let you know, because we need your support. Because we need your support. To start as of, we were given 2 million by our PCS, Musalia Mudavadi, to facilitate the task force in moving around and also gathering views. And we thank him so much for that, because he has been supporting us a lot in this area. So in our terms of reference, is first of all to transit the club from the current society model to a corporate model, and also to benchmark. And we want to go far. We shall be going to, we have a team which will go to Tanzania here, because VIHIGA transformed from society to corporate just in the year 2021, means 700 million. We also want to do public participation. We have about 86 branches of FC Leopards. We plan to visit all of them and hear their views. And because we want to go to corporate, we want to see how do you value this club. Because remember, AFC not even 6 million, but if we reach 2 million, and it buys shares, you can imagine what will happen to the club. Then also, we shall also make some recommendations, because once we finish our work, we shall now give our community. What is our program? We began our program by first of all educating ourselves. When you talk about corporate, what does it mean? Also, we have gone through that education, and the meaning of what took us through. And also, we have one of our members, is called Richard, also from Kaka, also is an expert. He took us through. So after that, next week we have 4 members who shall be going to them how it is from society to corporate, what it is, and also what are the achievements. So once they come back, then we shall prepare, which we shall now use to visit our brand. We shall start visiting from October up to we shall be Kakata, because we have branches there, and then in January we shall retreat now to prepare our blueprint, and this is blueprint we intend to launch in February. And then we want to put our syllabus now to or through for example, HSG are owned by individuals. A question model, the grants process is registration to it. Examples are Real Madrid and Barcelona. 51%. Example where we're going to realize that members of 51%. Is the opposite. Member 49 and the rest is 51%. Then the last model, the publishes model where you force your shares in the exchange. But also I was told this is an option. It will not be easy for people just to buy shares to the government plans. So currently we are considering the mixed model and the one we're going to. So what is it that makes it? It is a very important question. First of all, it's currently members just you pay 1,000 and that is it. But now we want to convert this money into shares And if mostly you buy more, you buy more shares. And we strongly believe that
they sell all their wares during the games and even beyond the games, because the town is usually full. They may not have to come to the venue to make their sales. They even get you out there when you are on your way. So that infrastructure will help us. Now, we also need to empower the youth, and this will help introducing unemployment. Sports can be a platform for the youth to gain some soft skills like teamwork. It helps them to grow mentally, and I'll be talking about what we do when we go out there for engaging this youth. It also improves on the discipline. So when we offer mentorship during these sports, we shall be building these youngsters into formidable and very good responsible citizens. These sports can also create viable businesses for this youth. You don't need to be a player. But when we have such events and you are a youngster, you can leverage on the opportunities that are issued. So we need to encourage active participation in sports to keep this youth engaged. That will help reduce their idleness, their decadence, their delinquency, the ability to fall into small crimes shall be taken care of. Then there is that creating sustainability that Tikolo mentioned. As a community, this summit should ensure that initiatives that are built and designed should last beyond single events. Establishing community-run sports leagues based on age categories will help, because it will continuously generate talent, and when you have those cycling tournaments annually or even twice a year, they will also continuously generate revenue and opportunities for businesses. So we should therefore focus on building grassroots programs where children and youth are actively engaged in sports from an early age. Over this time, this would strengthen the community's culture, leading to sustained economic benefits. At TELF, what do we do concerning what I've just, all the things that I mentioned? It is, when I say TELF, that is the Elijah Lidole Foundation. We have initiated an annual talent search tournament for both boys and girls. And let me tell us, there's a lot of focus now on women football. And that is where our opportunities are. So we target the under 15, under 17, and under 19 categories. We are able to get some partnerships, some sponsorship that have enabled us to host this. Thanks to our able patron, who is a very able networker. He helps us get some corporates that are able to help us. And I hope through this summit we shall now be able to expand. Concerning the youth development, this coming long school holidays, we are going to host a 10 days or 7 days holiday camp from youth that we shall be selecting between November and December. And then we shall put them in a camp where we shall have enhanced training for them. Apparently, all the legends that were on this foundation are coaches that are well trained. And so we have first the experience of being ex-footballers. To add on that, the exposure of being ex-internationals. Then we are trained as coaches. As a matter of fact, we are one or two of us who are coaches, trainers, they are instructors. Fred Serenge is a CAF recognized trainer, and so we try to benefit from all our forums. So we shall put these boys and girls in seclusion for about a week or so and try to help them develop their talent technically, tactically, and even mentally. And through our recent talent tournaments, we have unearthed very good top talent that is currently even representing this community in the national teams of under 15, under 17, and under 19. As a matter of fact, the Kenyan girls team that is representing the country in the under 17 category is very, very heavily represented from this community. If you didn't know, if you can check that lineup. I hope I'm right. And most of these were unearthed during our talent search. What do we do when we unearth these young talents? We have collaborated with 3 football inclined schools in the Kakamega County and 3 girls schools also that have that football inclination. These talents that we have identified and scouted, we second them to these schools. And as one of our objectives, when we say that we leverage football to enhance education, we have entered into the memorandum of agreement with these schools so that when we bring them this new talent, they absorb these children and they are given scholarships from Form 1 to Form 4 because they know the goodness of developing talent. And we have gone a step further. We want to help the schools that after these youngsters have finished their high school, we want to help them. We want to help place them in universities, in colleges, or in clubs. Through our networking, we want to see if we can turn these youngsters into professionals. And indeed, if they turn into professionals, we want some something trickling back to the schools. So if we have youngsters that have gone through your school and they have been able now to go play professionally, we want to ensure that the school, as a development agent, I mean that is a FIFA regulation, those of us who know football, that we also benefit the schools. In conclusion, I want to say that leveraging on sports for economic transformation, especially the community, the Mulembe nation, can provide a powerful means of fostering socio-economic development. So to successfully use sports as a tool for economic transformation within this community, there must be deliberate investments in talent identification and development. This summit should go ahead and implement most of the things that shall come out of here, so that we help in placing this talent through strategic partnerships. We also export this talent. I quote, "Sports can become a catalyst for job creation, improved infrastructure, and social empowerment, socio-economic empowerment. By integrating sports into the community socio-economic plans, we can harness the power of sports to uplift the entire region and create a long-lasting positive impact." I want to give a short example. Through our initiative, I come from Chinyalu, we have a small center at Sorio that really develops. I know Mheshimiwa knows it, he's been supporting it. We had a girl called Gentrix Shikangwa from Sigalagala. She used to come all the way to that center. We placed her under one of these scholarships and took her to VIHIGA. She went to school without paying any fees. The father has been a trader in